there's an exception of sorts, which doesn't make any sense. Is the game okay? Sorry, that never happened before. It must be something to do with recording. I don't know. Who cares? So I'm going to get the string again. Ignore that. Just stick to where you were. And I'm going to search for health again. Search for next. Seems not... I don't really care for that. Something's triggering the breakpoints, which is not cool. Alright. Search for text. Health. It doesn't find it anywhere, so I think to be more specific, let's search for the exact thing that we want. We want to search for, I guess, health. Yeah, I've typed that right. That shouldn't be happening. What we're literally looking for is this so just checking on my health. So that should give me my notes, which it doesn't. So I assume I clicked the wrong module for some reason, because that's the only reason why that would happen. So let me do this again. This is very uncool. So Counter-Strike client.dll. Sometimes Ollie is a bit buggy. Should debug itself, to be honest, because it's a little bit buggy sometimes, at least in my opinion. So again, we're going to get all those strings. Search for text strings. Search for text. And my health. There we go. That's what we were looking for. So I don't know what happened there. Sometimes Ollie bugs out a little bit. Or maybe it's the game, it doesn't matter. So you find this here, and this is where our address, our health is stored. So we double click on that, and we have, so if we look here, you see here push 90. What does this mean? Well, it tells us that from the player structure, so the player, where all the information is stored by the player, from the player structure, it's 90 bytes away from that. And that's what we're finding out. It's 90 bytes away from the player base entity. Sorry, the entity base or the player base. It's the same thing, I guess. So we have this information, and now we know that it's 90 bytes away. So if we, I guess we can start Notepad and just write the information. So we know mi health. So we know the health is 90 bytes away from the player structure. So 0 times 90. Store that if you like, and that should work out fine. So we have that information. Now let's do it again, but for something else. Now, normally when you're doing this for a game, there's a lot of research going on, and you obviously don't find the stuff you're looking for straight away most of the time. So what I'm doing here is I'm simplifying things a little bit because I already have the information, but I'm trying to, tell you guys how to grab that information. So search for text, do a quick test here, and we're going to look for, now it's something different. It's team. So if I can find here my notes, base entity, we have that. Yeah. So what we're going to look for is mi team num, and normally the way you'd find this is by scanning through all these strings and looking to see what seems convenient. So we've got mi team num. Now where is mi team num? So yeah, I think that was the wrong one. Let's just try go again for it. So press Ctrl-L to find the thing you're searching for. Was there another one? No, that's it. And there you go, that's it. So that's the one we're looking for. As you can see here, mi team num. If we look just above it, you got push 98. What does this mean? Well, it means that the team num. So what team is this player in? Well, you've got 0, which is spectators, I believe. You've got team 1, which is terrorists. No, sorry, 1 is spectators. 1 is terrorists. Sorry, 1 is spectators. Sorry, I'm really fucking this up. I'm just going to write this down for you guys because I just screwed that up pretty badly. So 1, spectators, I think. So that's when you die, for example. 2 is terrorists. Yes, 1 R, I think. Who knows? And 3 equals counter. So I just, T. So 3 is counted 3. So we know that the team num, so the variable that stores what team is the player in, is 98 bytes away from the offset. What does that mean? Well, it means that it's because health was at 90, then if team num is at 98, then we know that team num is 8 bytes in front of the health. So if we write that is it mi team num, so we know that if we find the health address and if we look 8 bytes in front of that, then we have our team num. And then if the team num variable, so if the number of the team that the player is in is 8 bytes in front of our health, then we found the player structure address. So just keep this here, save it if you like. I'm not going to save it for now. And that's all we need to know. Again, we know that by having this information, we know that if we find a health address that has a team number 8 bytes in front of it, I'm just saying this again just to make sure that we all understand it. So if the health address has a team number, so whether it's 1, 2, or 3, in 8 bytes in front of it, then we know that that address is the base. It's the real health address and not some variable that gets shown, for example, or gets ignored. So what I'm going to do now, now that we know this basic information, I'm going to kill Ollie debug, which is going to kill my game as well, which is fine. Okay, so back to business. I took a quick pause there to delete some files to make sure I have enough space for the entire tutorial. So what we want to do now is we've grabbed the basic information that we care about in Ollie, and now what we're going to do is we're going to start Counter-Strike again. And why is this annoying me? Don't annoy me. What we're going to do now is we want to get this information with Cheat Engine, and then be able to basically put our values into our program and create the bunny hop. So let's just run Counter-Strike here, get rid of that quickly. Probably should put this in a small resolution, I guess, just for, because I'm only using one screen. That seems fine, that seems alright, I guess. Okay, so that should be good enough for us to do our stuff. Do that, bring it down to here, bring that up to there. So bear in mind that this is now memory addresses, but it's just information that we care about. So run Cheat Engine, and what we're going to do is we're going to find our base entity and our jump offset. That's the intention of this part of the tutorial. So please let me click it at some point. Alright, we look for Half-Life 2.exe. So open that, and we're hooked onto Counter-Strike. So hopefully you've got the same information as before, because that's how we're going to do things. So please make sure you have, everyone going into the counter-terrorist team, so we can have an unlimited gameplay and etc. So click anyone you like here, and what we do is now we don't have Ollie debug annoying us every 5 seconds, so we have a bit more freedom to do what we like. So we've created the server. Now what we're going to do is we're going to look for health. Why? Because, well, we now know that health is 90 bytes in front of our base offset, and we know that the team number is 98 bytes in front of our team and our base entity, so it's 98 bytes, and then it's 8 bytes in front of our health offset or our variable. So we're going to start looking for our health. So Counter-Strike is one of those games that it's fairly easy to find your stuff. Obviously more complicated games will take a bit more searching, but it's usually fairly straightforward. So as you can see here, we have health of 100, and we just want to do a normal scan for it. I like to pause the game while scanning, but it's not really necessary, so do that. As you can see, variables keep changing. Let's do a couple next scans to get rid of that stuff that we don't want. So now what we're going to do is Counter-Strike gives us a bit more freedom, and we can go turn cheats on because it's a bot server. Bear in mind that once you have this complete, you can set it up to work online. Now, as usual, I avoid doing things online, and I'll let you guys do that kind of part of the work. I do it for bots, and then all you need to do is get your own bypass VAC system, which is not that easy, and then put it in yourself. But all I'm teaching you is how to do the logic of the hack itself, as usual. So you want to turn SV cheats 1, and what this will allow us to do is to make our life easier. So normally we would do things like we could jump off buildings to lose health, and we'd lose some health. So I'm going to show you an example of that quickly. We could do something like this, and you can jump off here, whee, boom. You see I lost 11 health there. Now you don't have to do that because it's not necessary, and using a couple of functions make our life easier. So we're going to go here, and we've turned cheats on, and you want to go hurt me 5. Okay, put whatever value you like, it doesn't matter. And I do hurt me 5, and I take 5 damage. So I was at 89, now I'm at 84. So I'm going to scan for 84 now. Now you scan for whatever health you've got. If you did hurt me 5, scan for 95. Okay, so I'm going to do that. Next scan 84, boom. I'm down to almost every single 8 addresses or so now. We don't need to go down any lower than this because it probably won't reduce them. If you see yourself getting something like over 20 results, do another couple of scans and do heard me again and keep scanning, etc. So we then grab all these addresses, drag them onto here. Oh, now we've got all our health addresses. Now what are we going to do now? Well, we know that the team number, so if we have our real base, okay, so if we have our real health address, I guess, we know that the team number, because we know that counter-terrorists, if we go up here, we know the counter-terrorists are, just go back again, so we know the counter-terrorists are 3 on the team. And how do I know that? Well, it's all over the internet and everyone knows that. So normally for other games you'll have to do a bit more testing, but this is how it works for Counter-Strike. So counter-terrorists are team 3, which is what we are. So what we were looking for, we're looking for a health address that has 8 bytes in front of it, the number 3. So what we're going to do is I generally start from the bottom, but let's start from the top. So press Control B or right click, browse this memory region. So quick check here. Beautiful. So browse this memory region and we're looking here. So as you can see, each of these is 1 byte. So here's our address and we go 1 byte, 2 bytes, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then that's where it should be. There's no 003 there. We're going to keep going, so I'm just going to do a bit fast to have a quick look. Is there a 3 there? No. Let's move on. Blah blah, no, no there. Have a look, no 3 there. Because again, remember, it's only a valid health address if, you know, it's 3, because it could be any other address. It could simply be the variable that gets displayed here on screen, and changing that or doing anything like that won't matter because it will change next time you start the game. So it's a dynamic address. So go here, there's no 3 there. Screw that. No 3 there. Okay. Nope, nothing there. A couple of values here, but no 3 there. Okay. No 3 there. Nope. And we go to this one, and look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 8 bytes away from the first one, 9. And there it is. There's that number 3. So what does that tell us? It tells us that this health address is our base health address. So if what you do now, let's just confirm the last one to make sure. As you can see, there's no 3 there. So get rid of every address that wasn't that one. So it was the one before last, so it was this one. I'm gonna get rid of all those. I don't care for those. So now we have all that information. Now we need to find out the pointer to that address. Okay. So what we do now is we we've got that information. So right click on the address, browse this, not browse this memory region, pointer scan this address. We do this, and normally all that's necessary for this is 1 for number of threads scanning. I have to do that anyway because I'm recording, and max level 1. So we don't want to go too deep into the memory paths. So okay that, and just let it scan. Just choose anyway. It doesn't matter. Yeah, blah blah. So let it scan. Now other games you'll have to try different levels of pointers, so feel free to play around with those, but this is how it works for Counter-Strike. So we do that. Now guess what, we've been given 4 or 5. So we've been given 5 addresses. Now what does this tell us? Well, we know for a fact that the health address, if we go down to here, we know for a fact that the health address is 90 bytes after the base address. Well, as you can see, we have a number 88 here, so this can't be it. And then we have 4 results that have 90. So let's just double click one, double click it, and double click it. Just add it to our lists. So if we go back, and feel free to close that. Now we have these 4 values here, and they all point to what we want, which is the which is our base address. Now I've never tried changing this before, but let's try that in case it makes a difference. Apparently it doesn't make a difference. Just try this hurt me here. Yeah, it does make a difference if you write to it. It might be a read-only value. It doesn't matter. We don't care about that. So we're not trying to give ourselves unlimited health because it will never work online anyway. So we have this, and what's next? Yeah, so what we've got here, let's double click this first address. and we have the value here, address of pointer. So we know that plus 90 equals that address in memory where it points to plus 90 gives us our health address, which means that adding that address without the plus 90 will give us the base address. So we highlight that, copy it, click add address manually, and just paste that there. Now we don't have the plus 90, so press OK, and this, hopefully, so right click, show hexadecimal, you don't have to do that, I tend to do that myself. This tends to be our base address. That's what we just found. We found our base entity. So, yeah, that's what we have. We have our beautiful player base. Now, for those of you that are interested in knowing, the second address here is the enemy, or the player list entity address. So what this one allows us to do is loop through players, and it allows us to loop through enemies as well. So that's how you do an aimbot. So when we get to the aimbot tutorial, we'll do that, but for now I think the trigger bot tutorial will do that as well. So for now we want to ignore that. So I just want to let you guys know that's how it works. So we have that address now, we have the health, we have the base address for our players. So let's grab this value here and just store it. I like to store it here somewhere. Just go here, and that's our base address. Bear in mind that we know our health address, but it's not really relevant for a bunny hop, so we're not going to use the health address. We know that this address plus 90 gives us our health, and then plus 98 gives us our current team. So we have that information now. So let's move on to this next bit. Do a quick check here. Set up hotkey. Right, so what we're going to do now is going to find the current jump status. So what is our player doing? Is he in the air? Is he standing? Is he crouching? We're going to find out what's happening. So a way of doing this, just to make your life slightly easier in Counter-Strike, is by press console and press CL_P dump 1. And what this gives us is a lot of information about our player. So if I chose 2, it would give us information about our second player, etc. So I'm going to go in front of one of these brown doors so you can see it clearly. So as you can see, we have a lot of things here. Now if you pay attention, you see that a lot of things are changing here. You'll know that if I just show you, if you look at the values that are changing, if you look at where the crosshair is, you see the green where that yellow color is. Look 3 or 2 results down, and you'll see M flags integer. As you can see, that keeps changing. So if I'm crouching, it's 263. If I'm standing still, it's 257. If I'm in the air, it's 256. So as you can see, that tells us what is happening. Okay. So what we're looking for, if we had looked earlier in Ollie debug for M flags, we would have found this address as well, and we'd have found its offset. But we didn't do that. I guess I slightly forgot to do that, but it doesn't matter at all because we're going to find it anyway. So we know that if you crouch 263, jump, blah blah. So we know what value to search for. So normally in other games, what you would do, you should go in memory and search for a changed value. So you stand still, you search for a value, unknown initial value, for example, jump or fall in the air, search for a changed value, and then just keep doing that. Constantly until you find your address. That's how I initially found this, but I can't take too much time on this because you know it's a lot of work, but I'm telling you how it works. If you want to try it out for yourself, you should be able to find it just the same way. So we want to look for 257. So 257, new scan, boom. All right, so scan that a couple of times just to get rid of the results. Now, as I said earlier, pause the game while scanning usually helps, especially for this one. So we want to set up a hotkey. So go settings. I'm going to go hotkeys here, and we'll set up hotkey for next scan exact value. Okay. Now I've set my hotkey for, oops, piss off, to set it to P. It doesn't matter. Set it to anything you like. And the reason why we're setting up a hotkey is so we can do it in game whilst we're jumping. Now it searched again for some reason, but that's what it normally does. So as long as you got your results there, if they disappeared, just search for 257 again. Now what you want to do is you want to jump, and whilst you're falling in the air, hopefully jump for somewhere slightly high. And as you're falling in the air, press P to look for 256. So change this value back to, well, down to 256. And we want to jump in the air, jump, press P, boom, searched. Now as you can see, that reduced our values greatly. Now you'd keep doing that until you get what we're looking for. Now we have a ton of results, so you see something changed to a highest value, which is stupid. So we're at 257. We want to grab every single result of these. So bring that down there. Below is M flags. And I'm just doing that so we know which addresses to mess around with now. Do a quick check here. Blah blah blah. Good. So yeah, M flags. So we want to look for these addresses to find out which one is our offset address. So if you look at these addresses, let's have a quick look at all these addresses quickly. So you have this address here, this blah blah. If we look at our base address, so as you can see, I guess this one here, as you can see, it's 2FB, whatever, it goes on to a bunch of crap. So you look at these addresses, look at which one's similar to it, blah blah. As you can see, these addresses here have absolutely nothing to do with that one. What does that tell us? Well, it tells us that they're not the offset of, they're probably not in front of our player structure. And even though they may work, and they will work, they'll probably change for next round or next time you start the game. So I'm not going to get rid of them, but just to let you know, this is the one that's M flags. And how do we know how far away is M flags to our address? Well, we do a little bit of, we use the Windows calculator. So press the Windows calculator, and I'm just going to bring mine over here, and make sure you set it to programmer mode, and click hex here. And what we're going to do is going to take away the M flags value, the address, from our player base to find out exactly how far away it is. So copy that address from there, boom, press minus. If we look here, I sometimes get this result wrong, so I need to make sure I choose the right one. Player, the full calculator. Yeah, so the client.dll plus 05 something points to, I believe it's this one here. It's client.dll plus, yeah, it's that one. So ultimately we want this address here. So if you look for 2FB5, that's not it. 80. Make sure I don't screw this up here. 2BDA. Yeah, sorry, I may make a mistake here, but hopefully it'll be okay. So look at this address. So that was our player base entity, and that pushes to this address. And we're going to look this address minus, so no description below is M flags, and there's that address there to FB5FE80. Yeah, alright, let's do this one here. This address here, because that's hopefully where that points to. Okay, so sorry, I'm a little bit confused right now. I normally takes me a couple of goes to find the right one, and the reason why I'm screwing this up is just some stupid reason. I don't know what it is. Basically, just do it minus the base address. So I'm going to use this one, FB 5FE 80. Right, beautiful. So that's what we're looking for now. If we go ahead to the first one, yeah, so that address you'll see is the same one as this one. So whatever address you added to create and find your player base, it's that address minus 90 basically. It's this address here. So we did M flags, which is here, M flags, which is there, minus this address here, 2FB5FE80, and that gives us 34C. Now what does that mean? Well, that means that our current jump status, or current M flags, is 34C from, well, the offset is 34C, so it's 34C from our base entity. So M flags, keep typing that wrong, equals 34C. Okay, that's what that equals. So if you go here, kill that quickly, and we have almost every bit of information that we need, I would think. Sorry about that. I don't want to save that. So yeah, we know it's 34C, and now just go in game and disable CL dump. So again, normally you want to have the ability to do this, but CP dump -1. So a good idea to go back into thingy and disable your hotkey, because you don't really need it now, and do -1. So if you want to find out information about other players, use 1, 2, 3, whatever, and you'll find information about them. 1 is usually you, 2 might be a second player, whatever. pretty straightforward. So we have pretty much everything that we need. We have M flags, so get rid of these. We don't